Hey yo, how y'all doing? It's me again. Just that boxing fan. I've been listening to all the boxing commentator shows, and shout out to you all. I won't go through names. It's not about that. But heavyweight boxing is just a farce. It's a shambles, right? And I want you to listen to what this guy on the screen's got to say. Um, you know what I'm disappointed about before we get into that? You know what I'm disappointed about, right? The whole Tyson Fury jogger stuff, how he was running and all this stuff. And now people are jumping up like it's better days. Now I heard that paperwork have been signed and stuff like that. I'm seeing more boxing media put out content about Tyson versus the WWF guy, MMA guy, right? Saying it's like the biggest thing yet. It's a handicap match if you really think about it. And you know another thing when you want to come and talk about fairness, it's pretty one-sided. This is why it's just a definite handicap match because it's only taking place in the boxing ring. What about the MMA ring? What about that ring right there? Huh? How come we don't see Tyson get in that ring? I'd like to see him lose the leg or two. I'm just saying. Everyone's jumping up at handicap. Like, this might as well, you know what? I'm going to overthink stuff. But let's not do that because that was just the intro. Okay. I want you to hear what this guy, Frank Warren, has to say. I want you to listen to this.
Talk about him in due course. If we're referring to the same person, I'm pretty sure we are. But yeah, so from your state then, obviously as we've been hearing from other people, when would you like to see it staged if Fury comes through and Ngannou unscathed?
Tyson comes through okay on the 28th as soon as he's fit and well enough to fight. It's not a rush. There's no big rush for anything. The only way Tyson can step into the ring is if he's 100%. If he's not, then we can't let him get into the ring. He has to.
If he's not, then we can't let him get into the ring. I'm sure the contracts were signed, right? If he's not ready, we're not going to let him get into the ring. Listen to him say it again.
As soon as he's fit and well enough to fight. It's not a rush. There's no big rush for anything. The only way Tyson can step into the ring is if he's 100%. If he's not, then we can't let him get into the ring. As soon as he's fit and well enough to fight. It's not a rush. There's no big rush for anything. The only way Tyson can step into the ring is if he's 100%. If he's not, then we can't let him get into the ring. He has to be at his best because it's going to,
How many boxers do you know that haven't been 100% and they still get in the ring? I've heard boxers going into the ring with broken wrists and you know what I'm saying? Damage to themselves and they still get in the ring doing their thing. But Tyson, if he's not 100%, then we're not going to let him in the ring. We're not going to let it happen. Right? I mean, do I have to break that down even more? Do I really? Remember the last time Tyson tried to get a contract with Deontay Wilder? Then Deontay Wilder took him to court. Then the fight number 3 happened. You remember? I'm seeing flashbacks. These guys are still playing games. They're still going to play games. If it goes that route, they're going to play that game. I'm sick and tired of telling y'all, man, because let me say this, right? You know what makes you all fools? And I'm sorry, but I have to say this because you all feed straight back into the plant. You don't stand there and make a stand for something. You just jump. It's like the government know y'all, right? It's like this, right? They're going to take it. You just leave the food on the table, let them moan, but eventually they're going to go back to the table and eat it. That's the same thing I see when it comes to this boxing stuff. That's the same thing. I honestly see y'all just give in and just carry on with the motion and just, yeah, you know, it's a damn shame, man. Until people stand for something, like get rid of this guy or change the rules, boom, boom, and keep standing through it. Into a point where people start turning their backs. You understand? That's what you need to do for change, and no one's doing that. You all fall back in line after a little bit. There's one little part on here I want to show you before I go, right? He says something about a stadium or something, like some function happening on the boxing night. They're gonna have like a lead up to it or something, like a box. I don't know. Listen, we'll go to it together.
But I'm delighted it's over the line, and it's down to His Excellency and Dotzer, and working very hard, and they made it work. So it's on, and Tyson's now got to come through his fight on the 28th, and he's got to, he can't afford to slip up on that fight in any way. He's got to, he can't afford to look bad. He's got to look at his best in that fight.
And the fact that Fury and Usyk ultimately walked away from the negotiations earlier this year, does it kind of vindicate that decision?
Tumia's on there, Carl Fowl, Chris Burke, and Sam King. So it's a really good quality small hall event at York Hall.
I was at a press conference earlier this week for Wasserman's show in Brighton. That's a Friday night show as well on
in action, because defending his WBO European title against Luca Di Ortenzi from Italy. So I think it's a good fight. He's never involved in a boring fight, Ellis, and he's looking to move himself up the rankings in the cruiserweight division and fight for a big title in the next sort of 6 to 9 months. So I'm looking forward to seeing him in action, because he is exciting to watch. Also got the vacant Commonwealth Silver Featherweight Championship with a Masood Abdullah, who's 8-0, and he's fighting Mark Leach from Salford, who's 18-2-1. So that's a good, cracking little fight. Josh Franklin's on there, Karol Tumia's on there, Carl Fowl, Chris Burke.
Which I'm sure, you've got loads to say about. You've got a show this week, actually, Friday night at York Hall. Just tell us a little bit about that.
And this is what I was looking for, I'm sure.
Yeah, we've got our undefeated Elisoro defending his WBO European title against Luca Di Ortenzi from Italy. So I think it's a good fight. He's never involved in a boring fight, Ellis, and he's looking to move himself up the rankings in the cruiserweight division and fight for a big title in the next sort of 6 to 9 months. So I'm looking forward to seeing him in action, because he is exciting to watch. Also got the vacant Commonwealth Silver Featherweight Championship with a Masood.
Got such a great backdrop. Not that the office is bad, but it's just you've got a lot more kind of memorabilia and books and stuff at home.
Yeah, a bit of junk there.
A bit of junk, yeah. Maybe the missus refers to it as that. I don't know, but I'm impressed by it anyway. Now, Frank, before we get on to the big recent news, which I'm sure you've got loads to say about, you've got a show this week, actually, Friday night at York Hall. Just tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we've got.
And just tell us, if you can, the importance of having these smaller shows running alongside the mega events that you have on TNT.
Look, it's about boxing one, so that's a good crack.
Okay, this part right. Now, I might have it wrong, so I'm going to listen to it again as we play. But the idea is, what I thought I heard is right. Because, when the Saudis pronounced that they were doing the whole boxing thing and it was like a big takeover, I've seen a lot of upset coming from the side of, our side UK, in their faces. It's like, we can't compete to them. And also, it's like, I had the idea that these guys might try and come together and try and save boxing, keep it at home kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I heard about the Saudis things. They have this big production for like a week before or 2 weeks before, like lots of fun and entertainment, fair rides and just entertainment, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Leading up to these big boxing events. And today, listening to this, just made me think, like, are they trying to copy the Saudis? Well, you tell me. Let's go.
Kindle fight. Josh Franklin's on there, Karol Atumia's on there, Carl Fowl, Chris Burke, and Sam King. So it's a really good quality small hall event at York Hall.
I was at a press conference earlier this week for Wasserman's show in Brighton. That's a Friday night show as well on TV like yours. And just tell us, if you can, the importance of having these smaller shows running alongside the mega events that you have on TNT.
Look, it's about boxer development. And it's about but if you keep running big events, and we run a lot of big events, you run big events, and then these guys fight on the undercard. And because of the amount of fights you have on a card, they won't get seen. So they can't develop their career. And what these events do, with a really good quality top of the bill fight that's going to be a decent event, the other guys are getting some exposure, and they're hopefully getting people watching them, and if they like them, they continue on their journey with them through the professional ranks. So that's the objective.
Oh, that was a great promotional, you know what I'm saying? Well, we know the truth. You're trying to copy the Saudis, man. You're trying to copy the Saudis, man.
The objective is to get exposure. That's what we've done from day one. From the very first day I got in boxing many, many years ago, we would do things like Fight Night series, Seconds Out series.
I think you owe us some money for that one, didn't you?
We've done loads of them. We've done loads of them over here. It's all different formats, but the format basically is the same thing, and that is the development of young talent, bringing them through, and more importantly, giving them exposure.
Good stuff.
Now, bullshit. Because if you're trying to promote them, give them adverts, sponsor them to Nike and all that stuff, and let them promote certain things. But boxing, I don't know. Do more. Do more. I see Anthony Joshua on adverts. Damn it. Anyway, I heard Fury's got his own movie coming out. Why aren't these guys trying to do the same thing? Promoting trainers or something? I don't know. There's so much thing. The world's their oyster, but it's down to you guys, right? Anyway, boom, I just wanted to say that. Listen, I think boxing heavyweight is a farce right now. I'm not impressed at all. I'm not signing up to watch Fury versus Thingy Bob. I see the aftermath. You understand? Because I'm not promoting not promoting none of this stupidness. Do you understand? You get me? Instead I see boxing like working properly, then it's not gonna get no investment from me. You understand? Simple. And as for this, and as for I heard about the breakdown of Anthony Joshua and Wilder too. It's on, it's off. Like, they think it's a disgrace. Yeah. Hey, we're living in a time where bullshit flies and truth is nothing. So yeah, cool. We have to rock with these stupid ass people that promote bullshit. Well, y'all can do that. I see you in the aftermath. Yeah, that's right. I'll be the one last to know. Anyway, boom. Yeah, this is just that boxing fan that's upset at the boxing plan. You understand? Yeah, I heard the fight's on. Big whoop-to-do. And also about the Usyk fights. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Big whoop-to-do. Like, is it really on? If he ain't 100%, then we're not going to let him fight. We're not going to. I'm scared of hearing that. I believe every word he says. If Usyk feels like he's got a flipping, his toenail too deep. Usyk. If Fury feels like his toenail too deep, it made him like squeal a little. You understand? It's gonna call off the fight. But anyway, peace.